When Union Bank turned 100 years in 2017, the centenary anniversary was an opportunity to celebrate the wins of 100 years, but even more, the progress the team had made since 2012, and to reiterate its commitment to serving the customer for the next 100 years.
The past 100 years is our people, our customers, and really our intent and our ability to understand what our customers want and adapt ourselves to be able to deliver the kinds of services and solutions they want. If you think about how we our tagline now, simpler, smarter bank, it is with a view to delivering simpler and smarter solutions to customers to make their lives simpler. We've evolved, and and we continue to evolve. That's what will sustain us. If you look at when did Union Bank start? 1917. This was 3 years after the creation of Nigeria, right? And that's one of the reasons I think that Union Bank and Nigeria are synonymous. If you look at Union Bank, it touches so many people. All walks of life have interacted with Union Bank at some stage of their life or the other. So to the extent that we have been a fabric of the society, to the extent that we are an integral part of the history of Nigeria, I believe that that has been fulfilled. And to the extent that we continue to be, and we will be part of the future of Nigeria, then most certainly we have fulfilled. The wishes of those who started the bank are definitely fulfilled.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really pleased to send greetings to all those attending Union Bank of Nigeria's 100th anniversary celebration. I commend Union Bank on its call to action and its commitment to making a positive impact as it continues to build on innovation and sustainability. I also applaud the bank's aspiration to take a leadership role in driving the SDGs to galvanize private sector support in Nigeria towards achieving the goals.
I think it's fantastic that a company, particularly one with Union Bank's considerable investment and longevity in the Nigerian economic space, is looking to link bottom lines with social outcomes and nation building. I think it's refreshing.
You know, when I saw the letter inviting me to speak, the topic I was given was, there is no prosperity without peace. And I said, Emeka and his team would have sat down, racked their brains, as we say, for many hours, and thought, what topic can we give the Emir that can in no way be controversial? I mean, what can be less controversial than arguing that there can be no prosperity without peace? I asked Emeka whether I was supposed to come with a presentation, and he said, no, just come and just say what you like, which is a very dangerous thing to do. But he's shaking his head, don't worry, I will not make Union Bank guilty by association.
We don't know what the jobs of the future will be. We don't really know what the future will be, but we do have a sense, right, of the direction of travel. And what we have to do is to prepare ourselves for that future, whichever way it may come out, which means that we have to have the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So that adaptability, and the way we do it is by continuously engaging with our customers, understand what it is they want, and adapt to that. And once we do that consistently over time, the next 100 years will still be around.
While the transformation process was happening, a lot of changes were happening within the Nigerian financial system. We saw innovation driving, becoming the order of the day. You had to become customer-centric to survive as a business. We had the entry of fintechs into the ecosystem also, sort of putting banks on their toes. How were you able to also embrace that, add that to your plate, perhaps as part of your strategy?
From day one, that was evident to us, the direction the world was going. So you see, part of that strategy, when I talk about technology and systems, what we're looking to do was to build a platform, right? And that platform is a combination of people, systems, technology, infrastructure that will be able to serve the customers in the way they want, where they want, and how they want, right? Which is what, as you say, is happening today with fintechs. So we started with that in mind, right? And that's what we built. So when you look at, if you think through what our capabilities were and are, it was intended to achieve that. Because for us, innovation was central to everything we're doing. Because if we had not, there had not been in my view, sufficient investments, right, in systems and technology over the years, which is why customers were not able to get the service they want. So there was actually an opportunity there, right? So we did not have, shall I say, legacy systems that were working, and then you have to think twice, okay, do I change this and spend a ton of money? You had to change, right? Simple. It was now a question of what do you change to and how do you change? The platforms we have today, we have all the ability to do those things that you talk about, that whether it's the fintechs or other people do. And we have the customers. So what we're doing is just expanding that ability. Whether it's, and it's not just fintechs. I know fintechs is the buzz word, but, and maybe that's actually the appropriate word. But if you look at the financial services sector, there are many different pieces to it now. There are people doing different things. So yes, we do have a network, but beyond that, we have an agency network, which we've been building over the last couple of years. And I think in the last year, it's gone up, the number of agents has gone up a factor of 6. So that's something we're ramping up exponentially. Because the physical branches, whilst they're still necessary, they will not reach the last mile unless you have thousands and thousands of branches, which is not going to be cost effective, right? And as long as, and which is what we've done, we remain flexible. And in addition, remain ready, willing, able, and open to partnerships, because we can't do everything on ourselves, by ourselves, right? And we've been open to partnerships. As long as we continue to do that, I think we'll be sufficiently, we'll remain sufficiently nimble and sufficiently able to deliver on what the customer is looking for. Now,
in 2020, Union Bank was able to, for the first time in over 10 years, pay
dividends.
I remember when that happened.
That's definitely a high point.
But what did that do for, I mean, what impact did that have on shareholder confidence, and how did that make you feel?
Me? Very good. Absolutely very good, right? I think you know, when somebody trusts you with something, which is what the shareholders did, I say, you know what, go fix this thing and let's get a return out of it. The first time you're able to do that, even though it took a while, because this was going over 2 crises, and frankly, once you start, then the idea is to keep going. Look, I felt good. I think everybody felt good. The shareholders felt good, right? The natural thing, obviously, is the shareholders say, okay, fine. And I still remember at the AGM, I think one of the shareholders said, okay, fine, this is a good start, but you know, it has to keep, this has to be...
That's an obvious next question. How is this sustainable? Would it continue?
Everything we built at Union, everything we built here is built for sustainability, right? So that's how we look at the world. The idea is not to do things just one-off. The shareholders, the board, everybody has been very supportive. So the things that they expect should continue to happen. The same way we talk about customers delivering something consistently to them over time. The idea is, okay, who are the other stakeholders? Is it the employees? Okay, whatever it is that we promise, let's deliver it consistently over time. If it's shareholders, let's deliver it consistently over time. Yes, the world changes over time, but yeah, okay.
The successful implementation of a bold turnaround strategy would require visionary leadership and courage, among other things. According to members of the team, these were qualities Emeka displayed effortlessly.
A key observation for me was the level of calmness in his leadership. I think that struck me when I joined, because here we were, there was a lot of work to do. But even with all the work faced, there was sort of a level of calmness or resilience that I believe that the organization benefited from. Because there were a lot of fires.
You know, when a team is being formed, there's the initial storming, numbing, and those other phases. Between us, we had to get to know ourselves, actually. When the trust was established, he allowed me do my work.
Him coming, agreeing to put out a message that says, that we all need to collaborate as we go forward, to move not just Union Bank, but just to move the entire country and ecosystem forward, was, I think, something that is typical of him. He thinks about his own situation, but he thinks about broadly, how can we make things in general better?
He's built a strong institution. He's built an institution with a very strong culture in the banking industry. He's led us, like I said, I would credit him with level 5 leadership. I think he just needs to keep doing what he's doing.
Having weathered many storms together as a team, it's time to bid Emeka farewell as he moves on from Union Bank.
I think, if anything, you think about where Union Bank was in 2012 when he came, and we're sitting here in 2021. A significant milestone for me, recognizing the state of where the bank was then and where we are now, is the fact that we were able to pay dividends in 2020. When we think about an institution that has been around for 100 years, very significant to not just customers and employees, but to shareholders who are both customers and employees alike, the one thing is, having not paid dividend for such a long time, to be able to come back and pay a dividend, which signals that the bank is not only stable, has had a strong performance trajectory, and the fact that that is one signal to the market and to your shareholders that you are not just back in business, but you're here to stay.
His emotional intelligence, all right? You take issues to him, he doesn't just jump at a conclusion, all right? And then while he doesn't show his care, he's not a showman. He doesn't come out and say, like, get emotional. You know that he truly cares about family and individuals that work with him. Right? When you have a burden, a need, and you share with him, he becomes a partner and a friend in that process.
Thank you for letting us be able to, support him and help, rebuild, this institution. For his leadership, really, throughout the 8 years, just, being who he was, encouraging people and letting people, do work that they're able to be proud of.
Emeka is going to step into great things. Let's just keep doing what you're doing. He's a great man.
Emeka speaks on the legacy he leaves behind, and when I asked him what his next adventure would be, he had a pretty interesting response. Okay, as we wind down, what would you say is that one legacy that you're leaving behind as you move on from Union Bank?
Union Bank itself is a legacy, right? From a very personal perspective, there's an outstanding team here. I'm glad that these are the people in whose hands at least to the extent that is possible, I'm entrusting the bank. It's really the board entrusting, but there's an outstanding team here. I think they will, I believe, not that I think, I believe, I know, that they have all the tools that they need to basically continue to drive the bank way beyond where I've been able to get it to so far. And
finally, what's next for Emeka Emuwa? What's your next adventure?
Sleep.
Sleep?
3 months of sleep.
And then after that?
You know that story. I forget it because so long ago. All those fairy tales now, where someone goes to sleep, then they wake up 3 months later, and then this is well. So I'm going to go to sleep for 3 months, and when I wake up, hopefully by then we'll figure it out.
As Emeka Emuwa moves on from Union Bank, he leaves behind a lender that is stronger, dependable, smarter, and ready to take on the future. But that's a wrap on this CNBC Africa Legacy Series. I'm Esther Awuni. Bye for now.